yen komona sinfia na no di komona oboko
yes
na etututo ne ade na ekoso no
yes
na ama yen nyina yemahie kakra before abeba na wado
in fact boko asem no is something that I think say we need to be bold make a bold in the interest of Ghana, not in the interest of any individual or any group. Because adia ekoso bokono, it is a shameful situation into the integrity of our country when it comes to protecting lives. Because we should not underrate adia na happening in bokono. What is happening in Bawku? The international communities are watching, and if you look at strategically where Bawku is positioned now, look at we share borders with Burkina Faso and the same borders that we share with Togoland. So Mimi Free said the Ekoso Bawku no, government should not look at it. What baffles me is that there is no any chieftaincy war in Bawku. There is no chieftaincy war in Bawku. There is no chieftaincy problems in Bawku.
Really?
There is no chieftaincy dispute in Bawku. There is no chieftaincy slot even to talk about in Bawku. Bawku chieftaincy issue, it's a done deal. Bawku has a chief. Kusasis are not fighting for any chieftaincy. Kusasis are not interested in any chieftaincy. Kusasis are the owners of Bawku. Kusasis, the chief, our king, our overlord, Zugran Naba Abugrago II, is the only bona fide paramount chief, Zugran of the Kusak, endorsed and backed by the constitution of our land, and the highest court of which is Supreme Court, endorsing Naba Azoka Abugrago II as the chief. Case closed. So what is happening in Bawku is an individual. Is an individual that has woken up one morning hallucinating, I want to be a chief at all costs. That is contemptuous. That is undermining the constitution of our land. That is taking government for granted. And you know what is funny? It has also is the only bona fide paramount chief, Zugran of the Kusak, endorsed and backed by the constitution of our land, and the highest court of which is Supreme Court, endorsing Naba Azoka Abugrago II as the chief. Case closed. So what is happening in Bawku is an individual. Is an individual that has woken up one morning hallucinating, I want to be a chief at all costs. That is contemptuous. That is undermining the constitution of our land. That is taking government for granted. And you know what is funny? It has also the security, national security, are useless and impotent. The Ghana army have been useless and impotent. The police service has been useless and impotent. All the security apparatus have been useless and impotent, in the sense that when the highest law of the land, which is the Supreme Court, when they take a decision and pass it, case closed. Not the president. Nobody can circumvent what the Supreme Court of our land has put in place. Even look at it, population wise, the Zugran Naba Abugrago II has 6 constituencies, 6 districts, made up of Kusasis. My in-laws, the Mampushis. My wife is a Mampushi. My in-laws are the Mampushis. I have children with her. Today, I'm part and parcel of the Mampushi family because of marital aid. So as my brother Hassan Ayaraga, my big brother, the mother is Mampushi. What's his name? my brother Mama Ayarga.
To keep political trend.
My brother Ayarga, Mama Ayarga, the mother is Mampushi. As a matter of fact, they all call my wife their auntie. Okay? Here's the case that we all grew up together. Our fathers have fought this war and always won, not because they are strong, it is because the gods of the land has been defending them, because Bawku is the Bawku territory area. It's a bona fide area belonging to we, the Kusasis. But even, look, Yanya Matono, Nalerugu, Gambaga, Nayiru, all those areas, may can't.
Mandem Zin, that's Hamla Nobos. Mpia Biela, Katawai, Tenamalas, Pella, Begala, Nabundina Manbo. Interior, the Cardinal Ayatollah young pin the Iwala Kempazina. Yaya, bomb din the Kenda Wusala. Anabo, Tenamabe, Zina, Tenama, that's Hamla. The Namsula Wusa and the Tenama Namsut. Tenaman Namsula and it is Zonifla Cat Namsut. Zonifla Abo. The Pilia, Pemkena, and a Bayelam Zuguran or Yelam, that's Hamla, to Palm Suru, Kabok digging Balam, Katawum, to digging ya. For digging you, Kabakan Kufunit. So Bakan Kufunitla. On carbon vulco. For us, he got a more like a coat new back and I. Banako, Kabeni, Cassicity Ketamal, Suru, Katamar. Ntere, Banda Kena, September, Yum Kanaganila, Barakina Pia. Yet a malam Suru Trama Surula. The Bunkorok on Atating and Dan, or digging a young, careful hours. Katsami by a careful box, so that you more. Kabayanga ye, no man for king of cool or no big. Baku ono bila. Tiyuzi sina. Kabato kotena mayo na. Terapo shake. Dima yini kem pazina. Tenampa yedine palo o soma dene kai. O against Lola noko sop. Katabange Lola toru noko Lola zabatiti. Tiusami ye Ghana bella. Law ka bamori karazale tiusa. Teazin peke law ya kai. Bo ika Ghana wusa law on tomne bog maka law botoma law ya to mumbo to bizin dira wana bozugo te amiye bog Piat King Court nana na MPP government His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo oda dia kabaye onejo mahama ongo podi kar King Court Supreme Court can rule bog case la on no rule ye NDC MPP dia NDC Shaki ayi TV nina piaye bambasha dena to sinwala NDC bramo nimba na yema zabatiba amma ba penda ina aye basme Supreme Court yel siela denirege so usarasha to usa no ko pier ko ni did that happen in Ghana karo on ni wala the same Supreme Court on to ruling book hadne zinna ka kusala on nampo parliament o tengene tenam bi balo about boosne ena makina la me regional minister on the president that nobody mbe region da su dene be wusa on the kar pao te board to boost bank tenam ko sago to on pass Ghana be te pass kar on ni wala ka Ghana that is law ko sa on na dol kamam purte banko dollar bayana dol Ghana law Supreme Court appeala yuma lazina ka bokar ane bo ya to do petit girma ani sere MPP ate be power kaba miye banda bampati Supreme Court girma teya kazina de ka first time wana 2008 to sanye ka bok de masim de ani under the regime of MPP katada namus kaba koti ani bam party mbe power de l'empire 2011 November kim pazina the same thing karamor kim pa 2012 hal kim pazina kama bot buso ombange tenamla tiasir alati yini Ghana bakeka taban tenam yufla wusa tiabanga o tipu yi Ghana ba palm tamizisia katina bas ka vata bunkotla kat lebanina kingizi ka so wusa beno usumasa tiame Ghanaians dem ba me yimpalo na ntere ina me e aduwe e yakenga mitama plus dene men kekar alala ane enam security ne pemba na etekena ban tasir ka bog yalla panara ne anabo mam ina mo du pela mam mi ina mo kina zinitis juran girin shiala e kinga pana mam pursunda kaba nok duoro no sil vil usilo anak bandan kaylam pa idi so ye pa zine pusorola ya pusoro ya ozi as anone on anone by a meeting mampurus leaders the naria boy a venue kaya paka so zi on anak bandan kaya kinga pa pay homage kaba tie kokos kaya ye bis fi bikan ko koltenama kaba zine tasriya ntere yum yara yeri dera moroma machi bati Ghana a whole brigadier na kena zin kabi fi wana majid bagura noko gobo tie so yellow ye bayaya ko mal kura ba malgam postpone the conflict e ya du ko pa man pusunda the same majid bagura on yo yina zin ba tuon ya tuon mpia kama mboro gusu bange amajid on da pia siela lolo on bene no tumnu be de kai ka lawyer be kamajid yang zin brigadier tuon nto na niriba kaba basa majid ko gotem pogon man press conference nto ko sas ka to journal ka soso na ze bang onga man sila dini keka bok azin la fe kai kaba baso ka ane soja na menga zine le bang pen zogon ye banye ni nirib na male kaya kinga baba ko yini bamba ba ni ka on zine ya pem soja bana kula ba pem abrega die la ba on zine ba pem ba tun ntola ba malobo so tinam yuvla borte yele ya te belmeriane ya yasir mi yesida ka lola be ke ka tinye ka lola tumro bok ya bergu zin ya yin Facebook ka ane so yina zin ma Facebook live nto ko sa zalmalfo palo yur on bezisia ka to kanam be o yin ama tinam morte pitu kala ora ma le voice audio ma you mention vice president you but agbana ni Roma kate bote ba you are a vice president be zugunda be on ga tetanam zugura na kabatoro da wula zina to musami ye politics and dabsa zina be dar ka ba vote ka MP bilenkai ntere to kula mbulso ye vice president ama zugura na anu zugura se da ga gona mo so tenam bore ya yuvla bosil enam pema ma pogon ane tenam boto ye ka sira yina sirla ya yina enam bo zimbalam na be amate borta a sho zina ye yete bore peace but ye peace became an justice na on ya pina tere gini ligin taba ye peace kato ko yere so labakana be katambore yufla tanama la sil biela la me yanga na theater la yet.
What is happening in Bawku today is not about chieftaincy. It's criminality. It's criminals who are operating. And the members of the armed forces to deal with them as pure criminals. I want the members of parliament to let their people know that we are dealing with them as pure criminals. There's nothing called Bawku chieftaincy. There is a legitimate chief of Bawku. The Nigeria has said he will go to court and challenge the matter. That's all that we know. The 10 people who have died, like I said before, I want to give the military and the Ghana Armed Forces the benefit of the doubt now until investigation proves otherwise. I want to say that the law of Ghana is very clear. You are innocent until proven guilty. The investigations are being carried on and carried out. If there's anybody who is found guilty, that person will be punished. I want to give you the assurance that that person will be punished. But let all of us work carefully and conscientiously to build Bawku into a peaceful area. Because the issues of chieftaincy is no more available. But it should be by this time a situation where both the Nairi and Bawku Naba can come together and talk to the youth. This is what we should be striving at. We should be able to gather both the Mamprosis and the Kusasis together and say it is time for us to forge forward in peace. The hospital is collapsing, Mr. Speaker. The schools are collapsing in Bawku. And the people who are standing in between mayhem and peace are the people that, if we are not careful, if we demonize them today, we are going to have problems. Mr. Speaker, I want members of parliament to rather help the members of the Ghana Armed Forces to bring peace to Bawku. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. That two members from the opposing side, one believes that the chief sentencing matter has been settled, Honorable Ayaga, and the honorable member for Nalego believes that the chief sentencing matter has never been settled. That's what he said. He said no court has ruled in Ghana, and you believe that the court has ruled it has been settled. That is the source of the conflict. If members of parliament who represent people are here and they have divergent views, which their views can kill people, that is the source of the conflict. But what do? Soldiers have numbers. I went there and both of us made the people of Bawku, both at the Bawku Naval Palace and at the Mankubu side, we told them point blank that there is a Bawku Naba in place, and anybody who feels that it is not to go to court. And the man president said, we will go to court. And for that matter, we pledged amongst ourselves, them and us, that everybody will lay down their arms. They will not go to any fight. And for 2 months, not a single gunshot was heard in Bawku. So I want to believe, and we have taken the position, Mr. Speaker, that what is happening in Bawku today is not about chieftaincy. It's criminality. It's criminals who are operating. And the members of the armed forces to deal with them as pure criminals. I want the members of parliament to let their people know that we are dealing with them as pure criminals. There's nothing called Bawku chieftaincy. There is a legitimate chief of Bawku. The man process have said they will go to court. The Nigeria has said he will go to court and challenge the matter. That's all that we know. We want the members to assist us. If they have voices there, which I know they do.
He first acknowledged and recognized the presence of the regional minister and his entourage, thanking them and expressing his gratitude to them for making a move of this nature. Started by saying that the issue of Bawku is still with us because we are not prepared to face the bull by the horn. We are not ready to call a spade, and we are not ready to look into the face of the lion and tell him that he is not the king of the jungle. That is why we are in this situation. We live in a civilized country, in a civilized society governed by democratic principles. And a society of this nature, if there's a dispute between parties, it is the legal institution that takes care of it. And once the legal institutions determine it in favor of a particular party, that ends it. We are in this country when the highest court of the country, which is the Supreme Court, gave a verdict with regards to Bawku chieftaincy issue. And the verdict was in favor of the Kusasis. The verdict was that Bawku Naba, Zugran, Aburabo Asigri Azwaka II, he is the overlord of the entire Kosa traditional area. We've seen several instances where Supreme Court passed judgment, and the judgment is enforced by the law enforcement agencies. Take the case that was sent to the Supreme Court by the NDC as against the MPP. In the end, the Supreme Court decided in favor of the MPP. And the NDC came out openly and said they cannot disagree with the verdict of the Supreme Court. Though they may not be happy with the verdict, but they cannot say anything about it. They are bound to go by it because it is a pronouncement of the highest court in the country. Now, same thing has been done as far as Bawku's issue is concerned. The problem is now on the issue of implementation. For instance, we have been hearing this issue of the security agencies saying that, oh, if you have a problem, go to court, go to court. The court has already decided. And we all know that verdict of Supreme Courts are laws. You don't make them laws again. They become automatic laws once the Supreme Court says this. Now, people, the security agencies are waiting for Kusasis to go to court and to battle over which issue again. It now borders on the issue of implementation. And that is why we have problem with the political will. There is no political will whatsoever with regards to finding a lasting solution to Bawku's problem. For instance, you know that there is only one chief in Bawku, and that is Zubran Bokunaba. You will come and honor Bokunaba as a chief, then you go there and give the same honor to them. Somebody will dress himself in a chieftaincy regalia and be sitting on a high platform. Then you go there and honor the fellow as a chief. I think that the security agencies themselves and the institutions that are supposed to ensure that our laws work are rather breaking the laws, because the law says that there's only one Bokunaba. Then you go, somebody is sitting somewhere calling himself a chief. Meanwhile, there's no royalty running through him. Then you will recognize him as such. In the end, the fellow will have the wings to fly into the air and express himself as such. So we think that institutions of government have a role to play as far as the peace of Bawku is concerned. We have to be factual on this issue. You go there, you don't have to recognize them as chiefs. If you think that the pronouncements that the court of law, the highest court of law in Ghana has said is what actually should be abided by, then we don't have to recognize them as chiefs. What just happened right now, the intelligence reaching us indicates that you people wrote let's say the agenda or the program or a letter to them informing them of this very meeting that you will also be replicating over there. They realized that you didn't address them as, you didn't address the letter to the region. And that is why they are saying that if you don't address the letter to them as they were, to their region, recognizing him as a region of Bawku, then they will also do something to scatter this very gathering. And that was why we didn't want the meeting or the gathering to be scattered. If not, some of us were prepared to just start the meeting with you and tell you point blank to your faces, we are not ready to entertain you. You are not helping us in solving Bawku's problem. The fact of the matter is this. We may suggest solutions. You may think those solutions are not solutions to Bawku's problem, but they are the very solutions to the problem. It may sound absurd to you, but the solution to Bawku's problem is the exit of all security apparatus. Leaving us. If I know that if I engage someone in a fight, there will not be anybody to separate us, you won't engage the fellow in a fight. I have a friend who will always say, oh, let the defense be solid. If he sees that there's a defense to separate, he will start a big war. But if he sees that there's nobody there to at least come to his aid, he will never do something of that sort. Why is it that we don't start? Whenever there is an NDC regime, things calm down. Because people think that they have connections in government that can support them to perpetrate crime. But when a change of government comes and they realize that they have lost those connections, Bawku will be the calmest place you can ever think of. Why so? Let's have a rethink on this and come up together as leaders of the country to find a lasting solution to Bawku's problem. We also want to add on this issue of the killings that were carried out here. There are some key facts that we just want to put it there before you. One, some of the victims were arrested before they were summarily executed. Almost all of them were arrested. If the military are of the view that they were neutralized, we neutralize people in the battlefront. Zogun is far away from the battleground. That is one thing. If they are claiming that they were neutralizing people, then those they have neutralized might have been carrying what? Arms. Said that you needed to at least use that armed power to to get him out of his strength. But that wasn't the case. They cannot prove. They have no gun to show that these people, we killed them and we picked this gun from them. No picture of any weapon. No picture of any weapon is available as evidence of what they are claiming. So why do we neutralize? How many women have we seen in Bawku here? I'm not all that old, but I've never seen a woman carry arms in Bawku's conflict. A woman was shot. An innocent people, 12-year-old child who is still in primary school, saw how they shot at his father and ran to the house. As we are standing, if something happens, the children, they know their home is the area of refuge. He ran to the house, decided hiding in that grain granary. And in the end, you came and set the whole place ablaze. And he died in the middle of the fire. With law in this country, even if you are sentenced to death by a court of competent jurisdiction, with law in this our country would recommend burning alive as a sanction or a punishment. Another issue we're talking about is the issue of what? Social media propaganda. People using social media to insult others, to say all sorts of things, to incite people to come out and fight. For instance, the issue of one of the Mamprushes, when a high delegation from government visited them, they said if they are asking them not to to perform the funeral of their late imposter chief, they are only postponing Bawku's conflict. And finally, conflict starts and such a person is left roaming the streets of this country as a free man. Are we really serious? Our laws really working? Somebody goes on social media, one of our boys just said something on social media, wrote in the name of the former president, and he, the vice president, the sitting vice president, he was repeated, picked up like somebody who was threatening the entire national security of this country, and sent and was remanded in prison custody for a period of time. Why can't we apply this thing? For instance, there was a video, they said, okay, Pasnaba, your cars will be moving from Bawku to this place. We are going to attack them somewhere around Wanwale. The thing came, the act was committed. Somebody lost his life. That person is still free. What evidence do you need again to pin somebody down? What evidence do you need again to solve the problem? So as you have come to us and saying we should at least help proffer solutions to this problem or help give you the way forward, we will not give any way forward to you. It's very simple. It's naked and it's lying before you. Two-way solutions. Implement the law or else withdraw all your services as far as Lastly, the Mamprushes should accept that Bawku Naba Zubran, Asir, Aborab, Azwaka, Oneziunam, Kugusa, Ayiko, Banayila.
Them ani yet sungum taba, Kale ani yet masum testaba, Baba sungement. Who bought them ani yet nongum taba, Who bought them ani yet sungum tabi, Kale ani yet masum testaba, Baba sungement.